Could check. Hello, everyone. My name is Riley, and welcome to another live stream. Give me about 2 minutes to get all prepared and stuff, and we'll get into it. We are indeed live. I do love Apple, by the way, guys. I do love this because I'm trying to paste. There we go. Hello. Not much. I'm doing okay. Alright. Hi. This episode done 3 weeks ago. We're about 3 weeks old, mainly because I was depressed. But we're kind of back on track. We're trying to get things wrapped up. I have about a minute, maybe a minute and a half left of animation left on this episode. Fully colored in and done. Either that or about done. It's been a long couple months. For those of you that have been kind of around, you'll know that I was at the previous studio, which is why we have the new studio behind me. Yeah, it was just a rough situation. Give me 1 second. I have to pay for premium again because apparently switching to Apple means that you can't have your subscriptions transfer over. I'm so glad I waited to get premium. That's like half of what I was expecting it to be. I got premium for 50% off. Let's go. But yeah, so, hi guys, my name is Riley. Riley Adventures, Trenton Tales is about done. As I was saying, I got the intro, all finished, as you all saw the other day. That's the current intro that I'm going to be using. I might do a little bit of refinement to it. But that last bit of the intro is probably going to stay the same unless we get, a new character, which I don't know, but it is staying very consistent. It's not gonna change. Some of you may have noticed that we got Poor Decisions 3 Remastered out. That was sitting around for a couple months, kind of just unfinished because I wanted to get Trenton Tales done, and it just it wasn't getting done. Like it literally just needed lip sync, and that was about it. All of the animation was done for Poor Decisions 3 Remastered. I just needed to do the lip sync. So I just decided to finish that up really quick. I had like a night where me and a couple of my buddies just stayed up all night, and we're working on Trenton Tales. And at the end of the night, I was like, let me just take a break. Let me just animate something else. And I ended up animating Poor Decisions Remastered, and it literally took like maybe an hour to finish. Um, that being said, when I was importing it, we now have the new Flip-A-Clip. When I was importing it, it like completely fucked it up. I don't know what, because Flip-A-Clip's trying to optimize file sizes. It fucked up the transfer, so I had to re-download it and reinstall it. But thankfully now it's fine. And I was able to obviously get it out, but not without a lot of headache. Sorry. But yeah. So like I said, Trend Tales is about done. I just got premium, so we're gonna be able to release Trenton Tales in 2K. That's very exciting. I've never released an episode in 2K before, so we're gonna see how it looks. I think it'll look pretty good, hopefully, but once again, we won't know until it's kind of released and I look at it on my big screen. But we'll go from 1080 to 2K, so it'll be a little bit of a jump in quality. I also think the animation's a lot smoother this episode around. We did spend a whole lot more time just kind of refining the style. I did have outside animators again. It's not really an outside animator at this point because Sublime has like genuinely become a part of the team. He obviously does his own stuff, which is great, but he's done so much for Riley Adventures now that I literally just consider him like a main animator, not just like a guest animator. Um, but yeah, we're like literally halfway done, so I wanted to just kind of jump on the live stream, and if you guys wanted to chat while I was animating, that would be great. But if not, I'm gonna animate anyways, so I'm gonna move you in. Oh, I also have a Minecraft poster behind me. So, yeah. First of all, I gotta animate this, or I gotta export this scene again. I do love this dual tablet setup that I got going on here, because I can animate on this tablet and then send all the files over to this tablet. So it gives me a lot more room to kind of do extra bits.
Riley Adventures is a
Oh, you can play games on live now. I was gonna see if we can. Somebody told me that you had a boyfriend. Looks like a girlfriend that I'm better now. Even with the test footage I sent over the. Yo, what's up? I haven't seen you in a hot minute. How you doing? So, the first two scenes are completely done. I already uploaded like the first scene and a little bit of the second scene. Because those are two separate scenes. Is the first bit where they're like, let's make poor decisions, and then, um, oh, that would be why it was coming out pixelated, is because I didn't have it, send out in 4K initially, maybe. Because I animated all of these initial ones in 1080, and then I'm gonna export them in 2K, which should upscale the image. Which will still have like its pixelated bits, but should hopefully all in all make it look better. And I said, maybe, baby, please. 'Cause somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looks like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's no confidential, I got potential, rushing around. Somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looks like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential, I got a pencil, rushing around. Okay. Probably don't want to take out the MP4. T-top scene. And 2 P4. And then I'll also go into TuneSquid.
Oh,
Let's go gambling.
oh. Congratulations! You've just won a $1 million jackpot!
So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna export this at a really high uh, I don't know how to work TuneSquid. So what we're gonna do is just export it and then put it into Flip a Clip. Two 2560, 1440. Oh my fucking god, it was so stupid. Before, hopefully that'll. I was so fucking confused. I was like, why is it doing that? I didn't know why it was doing that. One of these days I'll take the time to learn Toon Squid. Especially since I paid for the software twice now. There we go. There we go. That's the business. Oh, and that's also hey, hold on. I can actually just get a fucking high res this background real quick. And the window and the walls. Sit down, I'm gonna need you to keep talking on. Just snap, snap, snap your fingers with me. Good, good, now we're making some progress. Come on, let's leave. Let's make call for a proper introduction. Well,
Let's go gambling. let's go. Let's
Yeah, Chad, I'm not quite sure why I didn't think of this before, because this is going to work just fine. Because I could have just cleaned up and flip a clip. It's going to turn out just as good.
go again. Go. Go. Let's go gambling. Let's go.
Hello, Mark. How you doing? You probably said hi or you probably said hi a while ago, but Ah, very nice. I paid for premium scratch. Very nice. Awesome. What does that? No bugs at all. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello. what's up? I'm actively working on finishing Trenton Tales right now. Now I'm just doing some touching up on the montage. Can you share your screen or show a little bit on the camera? Yeah, sorry, just give me a moment. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the setup like I used to, so I can't just like screen. I mean, I probably could using my other tablet, especially if YouTube has the feature still where you can, what's it, share your screen from mobile. I'm just currently working in between, because, most of the montage was done by what's it, Sublime, Garzunkel, and he's really good. It was just like a couple touches that I wanted to add, like a few bits here, a few bits there. It's like very small details, but like he's been doing Riley Adventures for so long that he's nearly got the style down, like completely perfectly every time. It's actually kind of crazy. Um, yeah, well, there's no music here.
Let's go gambling.
And the color, if you need him, yeah. Because there is, if you guys watch the short where it's like Trenton and the Joker, that's the music that's backing this. Yeah, I'm working on an in between right there.
Congratulations! You've just won a $1 million jackpot!
Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy. Give me one of those, one of them. I want him. Give me him.
Wait, what?
I'm pointing at you, Alex. Give me him.
No.
I'm sorry, what exactly did you want?
Yeah, fuck it. Give me everything.
And that's where we're at on that. Because I still have to finish the bit that's after that, and then the bit that's before this, and then it's done. The full episode's done. I just have to do the in between here. Because, like I said, it was about as good as you can probably get it. Obviously, not like about as good as you can get it, not being me. Because it's like, obviously, it's my show, and it's like, I can get the style correct almost every time. But it's like, like, yeah, it was about as good as you probably could get it. I'm hoping that this is done before the weekend's out. I was hoping it was going to be done today, but I don't think that's in the cards, unfortunately. But just getting done hopefully over the weekend, because it was supposed to have been done. Fuck. It was supposed to have been done, but yeah, it just wasn't possible. Because I once again went for a more ambitious approach, and it ended up biting me. Like, who are you voicing? Trenton's voice kind of sounds like you. Um, I voice Riley, obviously, but Trenton in real life voices Trenton, and Pacey voice. Like, all of the characters are based off real people, which is why when Dalton left the show, we didn't just have somebody replace Dalton. We were going to do that, but we were kind of like, these characters are so attached to the voices that we probably don't want other people voicing them. I'm making a video later this year, kind of diving into the kind of history of the show, where I kind of explain a little bit more on my reasoning for like letting Dalton go. But um, Trenton was just naturally already in the friend group at that time, so it kind because he had been asking for years. Now he doesn't want to record, obviously, now that he's properly in the show. But in true Riley Adventures fashion, none of the voice actors want to actually voice act. But that's a joke, obviously. But at the time, Dalton would like not show up to sessions, or like Dalton would put like very minimal effort. Like Pacey's obviously, he's got like this very high energy when he's doing the voice acting. Toward Dalton. Yeah, like, because you guys totally could, but Dalton is almost definitely not coming back. Like, it's a very inside joke of, like, one of these days we'll just throw Dalton back into an animation. But it's like, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. And it's not because I don't want to, it's not because I didn't want to. Like, I was going to just. The thing was, I was going to originally just use Dalton's character and just continue, like I said, just continue him with a different voice actor, but it's very hard to kind of have the same character go on without the voice actor. The way we were going to do it was we were going to have his name slowly evolve into Haas, because that's kind of Trenton's nickname is Haas. So instead of Dalton, it would be Haas, but then like occasionally we'd still use the name Dalton, obviously, but he'd kind of like Rye Guy with Riley. He'd slowly just evolve into his nickname, but we didn't go that route, and we went to completely changing the character, unfortunately. Which is like, I feel like now that it's happened, it's fine, but while it was happening, there was a lot of growing pains, and there still are a lot of growing pains. Like, a lot of the audience, I know a lot of the audience was very confused when that whole sort of switch happened, and it's probably still confusing for some viewers, but hopefully you guys understand that, like, behind the scenes, it was a very difficult decision, and it was very, like, a long. My window's rattling. It was a very long decision in the making. We were. I don't want to get too much into specifics, but when we were going to be getting rid of Dalton, the week I was going to like do it, the week I was going to be like, hey, sorry, we're going to go in a different direction. Show, something very personal happened that I kind of don't want to get into, because it's kind of Dalton's private information. If he wants to have a speech about that, and if somebody wants to contact him about that. Sorry, I was doing it in between. But yeah, if somebody wants to contact Dalton about that, that's fine. If he wants to answer, that's up to him. But we had basically like a very private thing was going on, and I felt it very inappropriate to kind of fire him while all that was happening, which in hindsight probably made things worse between us after the whole sort of thing happened because it made it feel like we were pushing him out after that event, and it that wasn't what it was intended to be. Like, we were going to do it before that, but that just kind of the event kind of happened before then. And it's very unfortunate because once again, me and Dalton, outside of the show, were really good friends for a very long time, and it's just kind of unfortunate that now, like, we just kind of don't have that friendship anymore. Not because I don't want to, but because I've literally just I can't contact him. Like, all the like, when I tried to contact him just to kind of see how he was doing, I got no response back from him. So I have no idea if Dalton's even still around, but I'm sure he's doing fine. He was doing fine before I met him. He's probably doing fine now. So that's what I'm hoping for. You know, I hope the best for him, but, like, unfortunately, he's just probably not going to be back in the show unless we do like a special sometime far down. Like, obviously, he is a very crucial part to Riley Adventures, and he was there for the beginning, and along, like, every step along the way, chat, there was issues. Like, literally from the pilot, when if you guys go all the way back to, like, well, that's I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make it all depressing. But, like, yeah, like, going all the way back to, like, our pilot, if you go back to, like, the Stormlord stuff, you have to explain everything private, man. So, yeah. Um, Even going back to, like, the Stormlord stuff, like, when we first started, we were doing, like, a show with Stormlord Comics. And even during that, he didn't want to do the voice for it. Like, he didn't want to play his own character. And I literally, like, when we started the show, I literally had to beg him to, like, do his character. And it was only after that point he, like, put, like, any sort of minimal effort into it. And even then, it was just kind of, like, hit or miss. Whether he'd do the voice or not. And that's also kind of why he has that, like, very low monotone, doesn't give a shit kind of attitude during the show, because he genuinely, every time he'd show up for a session, just didn't want to do it. I'm very glad that we have Trenton now, because it's like, I feel Trenton is, no offense, a better voice actor than Dalton was. Like, obviously he has his same quirks like Dalton does. Like, sometimes he won't hit the same beats, but that's the same. That goes for any sort of voice actor you're ever gonna get. They're never gonna get it the way you want it to. They're gonna learn their own rule and be like, no, this is the way it should be. And that's always what you kind of want. You don't want a voice actor to be just, hey, this is what I want. Like, you kind of need it to be kind of like, this is what the character needs, not what I want, you know? To answer your question, yeah. I don't even know what the original question was. Well, yeah, who was I voicing? Yeah. Sorry, I went into a little side tangent there. But it was something to talk about, so otherwise I'd be sitting here in silence doing nothing. I'm very passionate about the Dalton situation, guys. And then the frame before, we're gonna do some stuff too. With Dalton and Trenton. Um, yeah, to a point. Trenton is based off of the Dalton character. It's basically if Dalton didn't leave, that's kind of what Trenton's role is. Is he's kind of just filling in for what Dalton was supposed to be in that sense. But I'm not sure because Dalton has different motives. Trenton is literally like he doesn't want to really do poor decisions unless he's like physically like he doesn't want to do any of these adventures that on Trenton like at home and relax. It's like my day off or something. Pacey's kind of like let's go fucking do this shit like fucking blowing up a mansion today or some shit. And Riley's kind of in the middle where he's like sometimes he's on Trenton's side and sometimes he's on Pacey's side. Dalton was almost always just kind of for his own motive. In the unreleased Christmas special, that was going to be Dalton's, because Dalton really didn't get a whole lot of screen time in the original show, mainly because he didn't like voice acting. But we were going to give him his own little like dedicated Christmas episode. And the whole episode was about how he wanted to steal Santa's sleigh because he wanted to get this gun that he didn't get while he was a kid. That will explain his entire character mode. He will like literally ruin Christmas just to get what he wants. That's kind of Dalton's whole like character motive. Like, so I feel like Trenton would probably let's just not do that. Let's just chill. Be like, but I want to get this thing. Here's an idea, and Dalton. I have no idea what that means. Well, see, but that wouldn't make any sense. Because in this new timeline, Dalton never existed. Because in the new shorts, that's why I did the reanimated shorts for Poor Decisions. Dalton never existed in this timeline. Or if he did, he was not a main part of the group and was just kind of there. So it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense for me to kind of bring him in like the end. Something I could do is like a multiverse thing. Because, yeah, I could always bring a new voice actor. It would kind of leave a sour taste in all of our... Because, like, our voice actors, like, that's kind of the thing with these sort of shows, is, like, our voice actors... Or you can use the same adult... Or you can do the same adult. Our voice actors, like I said, it's kind of like their characters are based off of them. So it's like, if I were to bring Dalton back, because it's like I already kind of did the ad that's non-canon to the show. Because all of the merchandise ads are not canon at all. They have their own sort of canon, so it's like, we made a funny ha joke, you know, tipping the hat towards Dalton, and I have lines. I didn't ask Dalton to do those. I just used some archive lines. It was kind of just poking fun at the fact, yeah, Dalton's not here anymore. But when it comes to like a mainline thing, I'm just not quite sure how I would be able to fit Dalton in as like a main... Like, I could have him as like a cameo, like background character or something like that. And it'd be something for the audience to poke and be like, hey, oh, hey, look, there's Dalton. But as like a role in an episode, the only way I could see it happening is if we did like a multiverse thing and had Dalton come in as like from a different universe. Like we were originally going to do back like 3 or 4 years ago we were going to do like a multiverse thing, and that idea's kind of been beaten to death. So I'm like, we're not really going to do that anymore. But back when we were going to do that, that was kind of the path we were going to go down. Is like we were going to try and basically we were going to kill Dalton. We were going to kill the original like Pacey and Dalton off in a zombie episode with the Adventure Lads, but then versions and copies of them were going to come, and it was going to be very convoluted, and that was going to be the way that we were going to replace his voice. And it was just getting very messy, and I was like, we're just going to reboot, because we hadn't gotten very far anyways, because episode 1 kept getting fucking delayed, and it's currently on the shelf, like the idea of Shaka Tarim. I've already made the episode like 3 times. I'm probably not going to do it again. I might use elements from the episode, like I still want to introduce Stormlord into the show, and I still want to introduce like the Shaka Tarim dragon into the show. But I don't think I'm going to do it with the Blaze character. I think I want to do something different with that. Sure. Because I feel like the idea of that is just kind of tired. And it's like after 3 years of attempting that idea and it not working like multiple times, because it did work the last time, but it's kind of like with the whole kind of Tobuscus thing, it kind of put a sour taste in people's mouth. And understandably so. A lot of you youngsters probably don't know who Tobuscus is. But he was pretty big back in the day. I should have done more research when doing that collab, unfortunately. Because I didn't realize that Tobuscus had kind of went completely off the... Because I knew about the controversy, and I figured that a lot of it was kind of just like bullshit. Because like once one person came out with the story, a bunch of people came out with the story, and I was like, it might just be bullshit. But then I saw the tweets and shit after the fact, after I was already finished, or after the episode was already up. It was a little too late, and I was like, well, fuck, I'm just gonna... And that was about the same time that me and Dalton were kind of having our thing, and the Adventure Lads episode wasn't really working, which is why we're no longer doing the Adventure Lads episode either, is that episode kind of just... The whole sort of, like, timeline around everything was we finished episode 1 and we're working on episode 2, and kind of the backstory behind episode 2 is it was originally supposed to just be lead direct crossover, but originally on the Adventure Lads side I was going to have more of a say in the script, but unfortunately on like the side of Yannick Studios I wasn't shown the script and they didn't really give my characters a whole lot of screen time. So I was like, well, Yannick, it makes no sense why my characters are on this island and why they own this island or any of the mission behind it. Let me add a couple scenes in here where I'm like, okay, well, this is the island that me and Xander bought. It was like for some research thing about my arm, and those ideas and scenes kind of got scrapped for time, and it both me and Yannick both after all these years we kind of wish that we had spent more time kind of like just planning, because we probably have had the collab and it probably could have went off without a hitch. It's just on both sides we were just not communicating very well, and I think it was a lesson for both of us, because at least it was for me, because now anytime I do a collab I do an I do extensively like, what are we doing? Is this going to be tied to my show? Do I have to carry your weight? Like, what is your lore? Because I was basically tied to the idea of the zombie apocalypse, and then Yannick was like, "Okay, well, it's gonna just get cured," and I'm like, "Well, then why? Like, why was it cured?" Was my initial thought, and it's like, well, it happens. It's gonna happen at some point in between episodes, like it's gonna be like a government conspiracy or something, but it's like it wasn't explained. So it was like everything just kind of fell through, and it wasn't due to like Yannick or me. It was just kind of like we were both kind of taking a long time with our shows and everything, and I was going through a lot of personal stuff at the time. So like we originally were gonna like add another episode and a half on, because it was originally going to be a half episode, and then it turned into a full episode where it was like 6 minutes that I had storyboarded or something, and it's on YouTube now, and it's got like 185 views or something, just the storyboard alone, because it was a full fucking episode that we were almost like ready to actually we did jump into rough animation for it, but when the whole Tobuscus thing happened and the Dalton thing was happening at the same time, I was kind of just like, we're just going to reset everything with Poor Decisions 4, reanimate the Poor Decision shorts, which is why Poor Decisions 4 was taking so long. I wanted to get all those done, and I wasn't able to before we got it out. So, like, it was just a very big mess in the beginning. And thankfully, I think we have everything figured out now. Because it's like, we obviously don't have any voice actor issues. I literally live with Pacey, and Trenton is just down the road from us. So it's like, I have no issues getting the voice actors. Do you use Creo or Flip a Clip? I don't know what that is. Sorry about the dogs. I don't know what Crit is. I use a tab. I mean, I'm using an iPad, so it might be on an iPad, but I'm using Flip a Clip mainly because on Apple you can animate in 2K. Who messaged me? There. It's the closest thing to flat. Oh. That's what you already posted. But, I forgot what I was saying. I got distracted. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. So, that's good. But, oh, Flip a Clip. For some reason on Apple and not on Samsung, you can use Flip a Clip and do 2K, not 4K. I don't know. You can export it in 2K, which is like still not amazing. Like it's still not like Adobe standard, but like it's still very good for how easy and simple the software is to use. Because, like, whilst I would love to learn how to rig and shit like that, it's just not in my willpower to learn how to do all that. Like, I really don't want to have to, like, figure all that shit out. Especially if I'm just doing, like, a small little fucking indie show. I think if I remove those, will it look better? time is never time at all. Never. Believe, believe in me. Believe, oh, believe. I also mostly trust. I mostly trust Flippiclip with their software. Yeah, they have their like shit that they don't do well. Met the people that make it. I I'm fortunate. I'm very fortunate that I've met them. They seem like they really do want to help the community, and even if like sometimes it feels like some of the things that they're adding won't really help me, they do respect the community's opinion, and I do respect them for that. Except for the whole kind of subscription thing, I still think that's kind of dumb, but they got to make their money, so um it isn't like they didn't have a subscription before, but now it's a required subscription. Cuz I had Flip a Clip. I'm going to make a live stream later today. Come if you want. When you're done streaming, still going to hang out here though. Okay. I might. It just really depends on how long I stream and what I'm doing today. Look at that. Um. Oh, Google Meet. Yeah. It really just depends on how long I stream. And I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. It's a little bit better. Like, literally just adding an in between there makes it so much better.
Congratulations, you've just won a $1 million jackpot.
Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy. You really hope they can say that. Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy. You really hope they can say that.
Believe, believe in me. Believe, oh, believe. Now this is where exporting this is probably gonna help a bit. Sometimes with the torment from the moment you'll be at a poison on your dress. But can you see me already? I'm loving every minute of it, ruining speaker for the mildly inspiring end. With the torment from
Oh, this is gonna be fucking groovy. Let's go get books. Go gambling. Go gambling.
Yeah, have y'all seen the anyways, what hell of it. Have y'all seen the new I can show this now because it's actually out to the public. This is like the new Flip a Clip UI. I think it's okay. I feel that it's going to be a little bit difficult to import your old files, mainly due to the fact that like sometimes, like for instance, when I here on PC now, I'm PC Steve. That's fair. I had I had access to a PC. I chose to stay on tablet, mainly because of the ease. Groovy. It's just so easy to access it on tablet, and it's easy to send it through animators, and it's easy because it's like everybody's got a tablet or everybody's got a phone, so it's like if I need to send you a file to animate and you have a phone or a tablet, Flip a Clip's the easiest option. Now, if it were like something more like professional, like I was doing a movie, I might consider moving to like something more professional, like on a PC. But as I've stated, I got kicked out of my studio and I don't have any of my PC software anymore. I wish I did, but like unfortunately, it's just not the way the cards went for me. So it's like it's just kind of unfortunate the way that kind of went, but I really can't do anything about it. Like on the unfortunate part, I wasn't trying to show off deal mode. I was doing a pickle rig. Yeah. Yep, that would be my father. That kicked me out, but what time? Okay. You're all good. You're all good. He's the fucker that did it, so. I'm glad that I wasn't harmed, or more harmed than I was, I guess. Because it could have been a whole lot worse, in all honesty.
Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy. You're off bacon to a this is gonna get fucking. Oh, fucking rude. Oh, please, well. It's gonna give.
One of the great things from the new Flip-A-Clip shit is if you do frame by frame like I do, and you do animations in separate files, copy, you can just hopefully
Let's go gambling.
I mean, I'm still not living by myself. I'm still pacing them. But yes, I'm not paying all the bills or not paying all the, I'm still paying my bills, but
Oh, this is gonna get. Oh. Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy.
oh, I'm gonna have to do so much fucking editing to this. Okay.
Oh. Oh.
It's also still a frame off, so I gotta move it again.
Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy.
Okay.
It's gonna get.
I'm glad that the now when I was using it before it was a lot buggier.
Congratulations! You just won a $1 million jackpot!
Hello. What time is it? Yeah. I'll probably end. because I'll take a little bit of a break. I'm not sure if I'll stream again today, but I'll definitely be animating all day. If you guys haven't checked the new Flip a Clip UI, I would definitely recommend doing, because it's a lot easier to use than it was before. I was one of the fortunate people that got to see it early. Unfortunately, it was very not stable and it's still in the beta, I believe, but it was on at least Android. I'm sure that I'm sure they did a lot of improvement on Apple over Android, because all fucking apps hate Android for some reason. Very fortunate to have an Apple device, because like it's a lot more optimized on fucking Apple. But
Oh, this is gonna get. Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy. Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy.
did they at least finally add the... Nope, they didn't. Okay, at least if you double tap it, it goes back to base now. Before it didn't do that. Yeah, so they still don't have, for the new software, they still don't have, you know how the ruler in overall this live stream is fucking groovy. Not very. I mean, it'd be a lot more entertaining if you guys could see the animation going on. Unfortunately, I'm just not able to do that. And I probably could. I'm sure I could probably figure a way out. But for my first pseudo live stream back, I just kind of wanted to keep it simple, kind of like the old days, and just sit here while I do stuff instead of just kind of doing more elegantly and fucking like showing shit. I'm really excited to get this. You're glad to be here. Thank you. I'm glad to. I I want to do more streams. I want to show off more animation live, and I want to talk to people more live. But it seems like every time I do live streams, it doesn't really get pushed out. So, and that goes for a lot of on YouTube. Like, it doesn't seem like videos get pushed out nearly as much as they used to. Um, and it's probably my fault for having just a absolutely shitty upload schedule. But what is a man supposed to do? Actually, yep, it's the same smile here. So delete that, and you can drag that. Yeah, because now you can drag frames and extend them without having to copy and paste. That is a huge fucking time saver. As long as it doesn't fucking break.
Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy.
Peak. Awesome. And that would have taken me absolutely fucking forever on the old Flip-A-Clip. So, like, it literally took me, how long? Like, 20 minutes to import that?
Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy. Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy.
You can also draw outside of the box now. So I think you can. Yeah. Yeah, you can draw outside of the box now. Wait, I solved it. Dalton is the fifth member. Dalton from Red Kit, the secret one. What is Red Kit? What is the Red Kit? Like I said, I'm sure I work on some fan project or something, but I don't think I'm gonna use him officially. The Red Kit, is it like Lucky Luke? That's what I'm seeing. 1970s? Yeah, Lucky Luke. I have literally never seen this before in my life. Hmm.
Wait, yes.
Alright, let's take this back to the beginning.
Let's go gambling.
There's a little bit of cleanup I have to do there. It's fading in. Dun, 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 dun. Seeing with the way that the studio's set up, we should be able to do 4K at some point with Flip a Clip. Because it's got the space for 4K. It's just, we have to be able to export it as 4K. But this also means I'll be able to move like big background pieces again. Like I'll be able to create like big backgrounds. So like external shots and shit like that. Or like maybe I'll like build the Riley Adventure street and like have an actual like bit where like we're driving down the road and get to Riley's house. Okay. I'm probably not going to be ending for a little bit still. Like, so I'll probably end about 2. I'm at least going to get this done. This has got to be like 100% accurate when it fades in. It's just but a pixel too small. Literally nothing. I was a pixel too small on my brush. That's about all I missed. But we're at least getting montaged 100% wrapped today. It was already 100% wrapped. It's just kind of going back over and fixing any sort of mistakes or things that like I could fix with the animation. Like for instance, fading in this with the video. Fucking hell. Although, like, montage looked really good. I'm very proud of Sublime. He's really come a far way. And I'm so glad to, like, have him on my side of animation things. Because it's like without Sublime, I feel like some of these episodes would not be as good as they are. Because he's helped me out like a lot. Poor Decisions Forever. He was the only like animator on that. Um, and he was also technically the only like full animator on this one because all the others were just kind of storyboardists. Like they were just or like concept like rough animation. I did all the animation over it. But um Sublime, I think the reason why I trust Sublime is because he gets the style almost perfect. Like there's once again, there's always going to be little blemishes. It's just bound to happen because you're doing somebody else's style. But he does it so well that like most of the time it blends perfectly. Either that or it blends so well that it's like it wouldn't even be noticeable if it wasn't perfect. Tell me if you can, I'm feeling down. Yeah, I did. Um, like I said, I'm always help for like animator help, because it's like I'm always in need of like ideas for things. Like my videos are not off limits for outside help. Like, because this noggin only has so much room and so many ideas that it's like I was looking for help. You know what I mean?
Let's go gambling.
Oh, okay, I see what it is. Okay.
Let's go gambling.
Congrats! You've just won a $1 million jackpot.
Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy. Let's go gambling.
$1 jackpot.
Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy. One hand, give me a hand.
Wait, what?
Point at you, Alex. Give me a hand.
No.
I'm sorry, what exactly did you want?
Yeah, fuck, give me a hand for that. No, give me a hand, give me a hand. Yeah, fuck, give me a hand for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, hey.
Yes. I was up fairly late last night, but I'm also old, so like I need to stretch sometimes. Old Man Riley arc. These fucking. Being 18, huh? Yep. Comes with a whole lot of pain and chest pain and other pains. An old man. I genuinely do have like a bone disorder, but I don't think that's the issue. Asthma, but I don't think asthma causes tightness in your chest. Why the fuck? What the fuck did you? Why did you do that? As I said, he almost gets the style right every time. Why we're adding an extra hair tuft, I'm not sure. I didn't even notice it either. It was a funny part. And so I was literally just going through it right now. Gosh, I've been doing YouTube for 10 years now. It's still not easy to swallow that pill. So, dude, I've literally seen the platform evolve. Its earliest stages to now. I've seen empires fall overnight. Time for me to wake up. Don't remind me. Yeah, fucking hell. 10 years, dude. Not on this channel. This channel is only about half of that. I started out on a different channel, and then when it kind of got fucked by the YouTube system, I switched to this channel. Not sure you guys remember, but I used to have 100,000 subscribers, and then I kind of got fucking soft locked, and everybody started unsubscribing. Everybody, like, dude, like, I'm telling you, for the longest time, everybody thought I botted my channel. And then when they started just seeing natural, like, decay of my audience, they're like, oh, you didn't bot your channel. It's just your audience you killed your audience. And I was like, yep, yep. Like my old channel was like at 115,000 at one point, and it is now officially lost 100 to it's lost. Whoop, my live stream disconnected there. My old channel officially has lost like 16,000 subscribers. Like, it's genuinely tragic. But it is what it is. Everything. 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 And now you're rebuilding yourself. Yeah. I kind of had to rebuild because there, like I said, there was literally like it. The channel's fucking dead. Like, it's dead as a doornail. But I was mostly posting gaming content on that channel, anyways. So I wanted to create this show, and the gaming audience didn't really like. I was going back and forth too much, I feel, because I wanted to do gaming, but then I also wanted to do animations, and I feel like that just killed the audience. Which is unfortunate, but now I have a goal. I had my show idea in the ninth grade. Then I started crappy flip-a-clip animations in 10th grade. I improved myself from time. Yeah. Um, I had my, well, the initial like episode came out when I started ninth grade, but I had the idea of Riley Adventures and rattling around my head since 2012, when I was in like third or fourth grade. It was really a way for my mind to escape the life I was having. Um, at the time, I was getting like very terribly bullied, and a way I would cope with that is drawing the bullies in my comics, and all of my friends would go attack them, and we'd like team up and we'd win. You know, not based on true events. You know, I never won, but um, it was just kind of my way to escape, really. But obviously, it's evolved past that, which is kind of why I've been adapting that first episode idea for literally more than 10 years. That like first episode Shakateran first thing, not like with the dragon obviously, but like the idea of like Blaze and Denny, that was in the original concept back in 2012, and it's like I'm just done with those characters. I want to make new shit. I want to do new shit. Not to say I'm not gonna use old ideas ever. Like I'm really just kind of I'm done with the whole Blaze and Danny shtick for now, at least. I'm up later, like when Riley talks about, because Xander's still a character. Um, Not a whole lot of you know about Xander, but he's still technically a character, and he's still technically coming. It's just he's gonna be introduced way down in the line, and I've been talking about Xander for years. And the payoff is not going to be that huge, but there'll be payoff.
Everything.
All right, I think that is officially a wrap on montage. Let me just one more time watch it over.
Let's go gambling.
You do some cleanup on the shoulder.
Let's go.
Well, at the end of the day, we're all inspired by one man. Hell no. I genuinely, Ed Gold. I see my thing with the whole Ed's thing is yes, at a certain point in my career, I was inspired by Ed's World. But I haven't done anything. Oh, that's not even okay.
Congratulations! You've just won a...
Sorry. Let me go back to doing what I was doing.
Congratulations! You've
I'll
just
talk about
won
it in a
a
minute.
$1 million jackpot!
Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy. Give me one of those, one of them. I want him. Give me him.
Wait, what?
I'm pointing at you, Alex. Give me him.
No.
I'm sorry. What exactly did you want?
Yeah, fuck it, give me everything.
Okay. On that. Anyways, I'm gonna go on another tangent. My whole thing with Ed's World, yeah, jokes aside, I have so many inspirations. Yeah, my thing with Ed's World is my style has evolved so much. I'm not even remotely like I'm not even resembling the art style of Ed's World anymore. Because yes, I have digital characters, colorful and have different like sort of things. Yeah, like South Park and Rick and Morty, for example. Like I loved those cartoons growing up, and it's like I draw a lot of inspiration from a lot of stuff, but it's like I'm not I'm not Ed's World, and I'm not trying to be Ed's World. For a time there, I did Ed's World stuff, but Adventures has nothing to do with Ed's World. But I feel like so and just see Ed's World knockoff, or is this Ed's World, or is this a Ed's World UFC? I forget UAV or alt AV. Oh, sorry. Is this an Ed's World AU? And that to me, like, it's not necessarily like annoying or like I don't know how to put this without sounding mean. I don't like being compared to Eddsworld because Eddsworld is a completely different show that was like made 10 years ago. Because modern day Eddsworld, unfortunately, just isn't as sharp as it used to be. Um, but like Eddsworld, when it was still run by Ed Gould, was one of the biggest and best indie shows that we've seen. Yeah, like it genuinely like not trying to like be like it hurts my feelings, but when I put about 100 hours of effort and hundreds, if not thousands of dollars into an episode, because I pay money and I pay people to work on the show, just to get a comment that says Ed's World ripoff, you're not Ed's World, bro. It's fucking Ed's World, close enough. This is it. Like, I don't like the comparison because Ed's World is over here and Riley Adventures is over here. And while I have a couple nods to Ed's World, and I'll probably still have a couple nods to Ed's World in the future, we're two completely different shows with two completely different art styles. I have eyebrows and noses. They don't have any of that. Like, I have a completely different way I animate. They use like Adobe and I use Flip-a-Clip. Like there's, and I guess ToonSquid now, but there's like two completely like it's different softwares, different styles, different backgrounds. Even like my backgrounds are not as detailed as Eddsworld's are. Different like the props are not as detailed, the characters are not as detailed. Like people genuinely don't understand how much Eddsworld puts into like meticulously like doing their animations now. Back in the day, yeah, it was a lot more crude and probably more towards my style, and that's kind of what I was going for originally, but it is just a completely different show. Does my house look like Eddsworld? Sure. You could say that. It's not Eddsworld, but yeah, sure, you could say that it's somewhat close, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's not Eddsworld. It really isn't. Like, one show, another show. Like, Eddsworld is over here, I'm over here. And it's like, I really don't like, it's not that I like to say that I was inspired by them, because of course I was. I was a kid on Newgrounds back then, and I watched it when it was coming out and when Ed Gould was alive. But there's a certain point. Lineless backgrounds. Yeah. Because, like, I mix between lineless and lined, because sometimes lined backgrounds look nice, and sometimes lineless. It really just kind of depends on the episode. Depends on how much detail I want to put into the show, but it's a point where it's just very annoying. Because I'm not gonna, like, I look at all my comments. I'm not like YouTubers that I don't check my comment section. I check my comment section every day and I heart all of the comments I can. And every time I get a comment that says, like, I guarantee if I open up my fucking community tab right now, like, one of the first things that are going to pop up is, oh, yep. So 4 days ago, is this inspired by something? Eddsworld, I think, yeah, that one. Like, yeah, sure, this is inspired by Eddsworld. And then another comment from 4 days ago that says fake Eddsworld. And then last week I had another. Well, yeah, last week I had a fucking comment that says, not gonna lie, this is Eddsworld. I genuinely get fucking so tired of it. I really do. But that's just YouTube, and people are going to compare you to other people. It's like, I would like to build something for myself, which is why I no longer do, like, Eddsworld animations, or any sort of other animations for that matter. I try and do my own original animations, which is why they take so long. Like, I wish I was just a rip-off channel. Because it's like, that would be so fucking easy, man. I would be able to turn out so much more content if I just fucking pulled Eddsworld videos and just reanimated them in my own style. Because, like, I think that's what I used to, like, way back when I was first starting, when I was trying to learn animation, I would animate over those Eddsworld episodes and learn their kind of, like, movement. Which maybe that's why it seems like Eddsworld, because I used it as like a guide originally back in the day. But nowadays, I don't even use guides anymore. I just kind of freehand my animations, and I barely use animatics anymore. I obviously do the storyboards and then throw together like kind of like blocks, but I don't even like do like a background animatic anymore. So sorry, I went on a side tangent again, but I feel very strongly about that. Because it is a genuine irk that I have with some YouTube comment sections. Because when I'm compared to just a single body of work, like, out of all of the things they could say that I was inspired by, Eddsworld is the most uninspired answer. Because it's like, of course I was inspired by Eddsworld. Everybody in the animation community that's been around for the past 10 years probably was. But there was also, like I mentioned earlier, Tobuscus Adventures was a very big part of, like, I got the name Riley Adventures from Tobuscus Adventures. And like you said, Rick and Morty and Pymations was another one. Ever compares me to Pymations because it doesn't have that like textured thing to it. Until this next episode comes out where I do kind of like a suction cut man voice for one of my characters, but it'll come out and then people say, "Oh, there's suction cut man." But yeah, side tangent. That's what happens when I animate and stream. I get all sorts of stuff. But we have 2 scenes fully done, so I'm gonna back those up really quick, and then we'll move on to another one. Let me actually message one of my animators, because I get to see how far they are. Um, I'm gonna use the restroom. So I'm going to try and prop my phone up to show you the finalized animation. It's not gonna have the music synced up to it. Coolies, thanks. Alright, I'll be right back.
Let's go gambling.
Congratulations! You've just won a $1 million jackpot!
Oh, this is gonna get fucking groovy. Give me one of those, one of them. I want him. Give me him.
Wait, what?
I'm pointing at you, Alex. Give me him.
No.
I'm sorry. What exactly did you want?
Yeah, fuck it. Give me everything.
Oh, hold on. Close the door. I literally came back in the perfect amount of time. I want him. Give me him. That was completely ad-libbed, by the way. Trent, like, I don't know if I should tell this story. I don't know if I should tell this story on live stream. I might just though, because it's a really funny story. So, the night we were doing the Trenton Tale read, I really don't know if I should tell this one. Because it's funny, but it's also kind of like, I don't want to promote this sort of lifestyle. But I might do it anyways. So, the night we were doing Trenton Tales, like the table read, and we were trying to get all the lines done, literally, both Paige and Trenton, the two voice actors that I needed, were just completely busted. Like, they were gone. So, it's really bad. So, thankfully they aren't usually like that, but this was just a night where we were just, I don't ever do any of this shit, but they love to just, like, do it up. And he was just completely gone. Hold on. But I think I deleted it.
Alright, time to get these done. Alright. Please, help!
Okay. Okay, no, I do have it. We sat there for 30 minutes. Get through the first line where he says, "Make sure you guys be quiet when you get back." We sat there for fucking 30 minutes with him trying to get him to say I was fucking going at it. I was laughing my ass off. Pacey was gone on the stairs. Like, they were all gone. My friend Alex was over. I think he was smoking too. And that's where the whole, like, after we had finally got him through the first line, it went fine. But it took so fucking long. That's why I make sure that they are, like, completely, like, sober on anything before, because of that one event. Because, like, holy fucking shit. That was a very long night. Because we ended up having to redo half of them the next day because he was just he was out of it. But while we were recording, he was like, I was asking him, I was like, give me him, I want him. And he's like, yeah, that's right, I'm pointing at Alex, because Alex was sitting over there, and I was like, dude, that just made the episode. That's how Alex got a part of the episode, our friend Alex caught, because, it was like, I want him, give me him. And Alex is like, what? And I was like, oh my god. And he's like, yeah, that's right, I'm pointing at you, Alex. I was like, yeah, that made the episode. And that's what I'm saying by, like, I like Trenton as a voice actor better than Dalton, because, like, ad lib shit and hate up the lines, and it's like sometimes I get a little annoyed, and sometimes I'm like, that's perfect. Like, you went above and beyond, you've added to the episode, and sometimes we'll just be having thing that I'm like, we need to add that into the episode. Like, fuck. There was a one I forget what, because we were talking about the other night, and we were about to add of this into the episode, and I was like, no, we're already almost done with the episode. I don't need to be adding anything else. But it was really funny. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, that was the story of how we recorded Trenton Tale. Because it happened over the course of like 3 recording sections. It's probably not your internet. It's probably mine. Especially since my tablet just went on. I don't have like speed internet anymore. Live streams and shit. Trenton Tales of Poor Decisions happened 3 separate recording sessions. Very similar to Poor Decisions, but Poor Decisions took... I suppose I haven't talked about the behind the scenes on Poor Decisions yet. I know I'm just kind of sitting to upload, so Poor Decisions Forever was a franchise, and instead of being normal and just titling it Poor Decisions 4, I wanted it to be Forever, and it was going to be Forever, but I ended up changing it just to Forever because it's a double entendre, and I love those. So set to release it in 24, and it obviously didn't get released until like a couple months ago. But we went through so much shit. It's originally just going to be a short, and it wasn't going to be super long. And then the music ended up being like a minute or so long. The end bit ended up being so long. It was like, this is going to just be a full episode. But it also happened at that time in between us trying to figure out what the fuck we wanted to do with the show, that it was, it really just kind of came at the perfect time, because if we had done it any later, it probably wouldn't have, or it probably would have been longer. If we would have done it any earlier, it would have just been shorter. So it really just kind of came at that. Where's the finished folder? Oh, whatever. Oh, not the FC file. That's probably why I can't find the. But yeah, so over the course of like 2 years, like I said, we did Poor Decisions. It was initially going to be like a 2 week project. At the time, I was at the Bay High, and they do a video, and I was like, "Can I do an animation?" They were like, "Yeah, sure." It had to be over a minute, and I was like, "Let me just make another installment of Poor Decisions," because I had been wanting to do that for so long. Like I don't think people understand how much I loved shorts, and I was super dissatisfied with the third one. It is single-handedly my least favorite Poor Decision episode because of the fact that I took so little time on it. It was literally like work or something, and you can tell because it is the worst Poor Decision episode, in my opinion. But maybe some people like it. But that's kind of why I took more time on the reanimate. I wanted to add a little bit more, and I think it made it better. Still not my favorite. It'd probably go to Forever is my favorite, obviously, because I'm on it. But um, bit okay. But Forever, like I said, it was originally supposed to be like 2 weeks, and then it ended up turning into like a month, and then it ended up going into the summer, and I was like, okay, we're gonna be done with this, and it's gonna up. Episode came out, and then I think Tobuscus kind of either at the end of the summer or at the beginning of the school year, and that's when I decided I was just going to shift the channel. And at that point, don't be a character. He was just going to have a different art style, and I actually have. At the time, I actually had merchandise already planned. It was the T-shirt that did come out, but it had already had the Dalton logos on it. Let me see if I still have it. Episode Forever. Let me see. Yeah, because originally I was gonna. I can even show like some of the original. Let me see. Arts, other PDFs. Okay. Yeah, originally Dalton was supposed to be there. Art. Let me see if he's in the sticker. Yeah, because we were going to come out with this sticker. This is some unreleased stuff. It's thank fucking Christ these things are built really tough. And very bad. Fucking bust my tablet after purchasing it. Yeah. So we were originally going to do this as a sticker, right? And we had this poster was actually released. But this was going to be the original Poor Decisions 4 poster. We were originally to have like a 9/11 joke inside the episode. Obviously, well, I got cut because I was like, it was kind of low hanging fruit, but it was going to be at the house, and I released the animatic version of that. It never really even got to that point, but I went back to what I had already storyboarded out to kind of. And I had even gotten going to do we were going to do his scene at the end where he was gonna be like, man, I hate because that's the new one. Is this the old one? Yeah. And then if you guys recognize this t-shirt design, it's on the, I think it's still on the website, but it was originally there. It was held for review. Yeah, dude. 11 joke. That's gonna be off screen. Yeah. He didn't want me to go through with it, and eventually I was like, yeah, we probably shouldn't. But I also didn't want to. That was another big contributing factor. Is throughout this episode, it was taking so long to do that I was like, I was cutting corners, and I was like, no, I need to stop cutting corners because I need to just do this. So we ended up doing the tank instead, because we were originally still going to steal the tank, but we were going to drive it to the plane, and then do like flips in the air with the plane, and do like tricks, and then nearly crash into the World Trainers or whatever. And then Riley was like, no more 9/11, because at the time people were doing a lot of 9/11 jokes, and I was trying to do an anti 9/11 joke where like Riley's like, no, we're not doing this. And then like Pacey was like, no, but it's gonna be funny. And then I'm like, no. And then I stopped the pool, kind of where we were already, where Dalton was gonna be like, hey, can you stop doing these poor decisions? Like you do this like once a week or. And it was basically going to play out about the same, but like I said, last minute we had Dalton kind of like get let go from the show, and that was the very first episode that I did with Trenton. It was the very first time I animated Trenton, and because he looks a lot different than he does every other time you see him, because I was trying to figure out his style, especially the post-credit scene. That was the first scene I did was was the post-credit scene, and I think I did good for what I was kind of. It's kind of given me what he is now, because he's more than just kind of like a sort of character. Definitely evolved further than Dalton's character did. That's what I'm saying. I do appreciate it now that Dalton's gone. It gives me a lot more room to kind of evolve the characters. But yeah. So I really enjoyed doing Poor Decisions Forever. It just took a very long time. Oh, and I almost lost the episode on countless occasions. The final time being when I was kicked out of my home a couple months ago. I literally, but I didn't have, I didn't have it rendered, and if I would have left my book bag there, I would have never gotten the episode back. So I'm very glad I grabbed my book bag, because the episode was done, and I didn't have it backed up yet. So when I took my book back, my animation tablet was done. I literally was home 15 minutes when I got kicked out. I came home, we had a verbal altercation, then we had a physical altercation, then I got kicked out. But, if I didn't take my book bag, I would have lost Poor Decisions, and I probably would have just given up on the whole project, to be honest. And I also wouldn't have had an animation title to continue anyway, so thankfully that didn't happen. Thankfully we're here today, and Poor Decisions is still going very strong. Or for adventures. I promise we're with this whole Poor Decision shit soon. We're still going to be doing crazy episodes. They're just not going to have the Poor Decision catches in it, not nearly as much, because I feel like people are going to get fatigued. I know I am. I'm like, I love Poor Decisions and everything, but we need to move past it. It's been fucking 2 years or 3 years or however fucking long we've been doing this. So, like, I'm done with the whole bit. I've done about everything I really can, except for one more episode outside of Trenton Tales, which is why I've been calling it Trenton Tales instead of Trenton Tales, because it's really not. I mean, I guess it's from Trenton's decisions, but it's not really a Poor Decisions episode. For this like first little bit of the show, I wanted to kind of have an episode for every character, starting off with kind of Pacey, giving him kind of a 4-episode arc with the original 3 Poor Decision videos that I remastered, and then the 4th one being kind of his like magnum opus. Trenton Tales being kind of like Trenton's kind of like what would happen when they go to jail and Trenton has to bail them out. This is kind of like what happens on his side of the Poor Decisions, and then Riley will kind of like be able to shine in the next episode, hopefully, kind of showing what he does, because right now Riley isn't really fully fleshed out, and he's the only character that isn't really fully fleshed out. He's just kind of there, which I don't like. I want Riley to have more character motivation, but it's really kind of hard. Mainly because we haven't really had time to just delve into his backstory. And I feel like that will be kind of his character motivation, is trying to just fit in after the accident. And nobody knows about this accident, by the way. Like, people don't understand why Riley wears the glove or why he has the hoodie. After the accident, Riley is never seen without his hoodie or his glove. And it'll be a very big thing, especially like if it's ever shown. Like, Riley will make a very big note of it, because Riley is supposed to be the main character. He is supposed to be the main character. It is Riley Adventures, after all. But he still hasn't gotten fleshed out as a character, and unfortunately, it's like, whilst I would love to have more like Riley-centered episodes, I find the other characters more interesting. Which is unfortunate, because Riley's the main character. But Riley will definitely get more development later. Like, I'm actively working on an episode where Riley gets development. Like, hopefully after all the stuff with Pacey's sort of wrapped up, Riley will be able to like do more. But yeah. So Riley's just kind of there, and he's kind of like the person. He's kind of our advocate for the audience, as Riley's like not all the way sold on everything for both sides. Like, Riley's isn't exactly content with living a normal life, but he isn't exactly content on going all the way with like a Poor Decision with Pacey. He's kind of stuck in the middle, and he has to kind of figure his way out and what he wants to do in his life. You know, does he want to live his life safe, or does he want to just do the risky things and just go for it? And that's kind of what I'm going for with Riley's character. It's very hard to convey that at some points. But hopefully it'll get conveyed a little bit better. The reason why I wanted to throw a whole episode to Trenton is because he's a brand new character. Not a whole lot of people understand, like I said, kind of what happened behind the scenes between us and Dalton. A lot of people probably even think that Trenton and Dalton are the same character, because it was by design, trying to make them look similar enough that people that were here before, they're like, oh, this is the same character, his name is just Trenton now. Which coincidentally, Trenton and Dalton are kind of like they're similar names, so it's like I can kind of get away with keeping it about the same length in the credits. But I threw Trent episode so we can kind of delve into some of his character motivations, and then Riley next episode we'll get some more character development. I want to do a storyline I had wrote a while back where Riley kind of tries to invest in a like robotics company and the AI malfunctions and tries to like attack them. And I feel like that'll make for a very interesting episode. And hopefully like I said, I want to like have somebody like find out that he has a robot arm and see how Riley reacts to that. Kind of, like show his vulnerability, like why he doesn't want to tell people about it and the story behind it and why the old CEO of his company isn't there anymore, and kind of give a little bit of a backstory to Riley and maybe show some flashbacks and stuff. But that'll all be figured out in the next episode. It'll probably be about the same length as Trenton Tale, about 6 minutes. But after that, like, next episode is kind of like probably going to get lost in the shuffle because of the episode that's going to follow it. So much pre-production into that episode that it's like, it's kind of genuinely crazy. I think you guys are going to really enjoy that because we're going to meet Pacey's uncle in the episode after that. And they're going to kind of they're going to test the limits of how far poor decisions go. And I feel like it'll definitely give some character growth for Pacey. And we might even see a new character added to the roster. But we'll see. I might. Are we getting the old Unk? We'll kind of learn why Pacey is the way he is. You guys will find out more when the episode's closer to being released. All I'll say is that it's a very important part as to why Pacey is the way he is. Both physically and sort of mentally with his mentality. You guys will understand when the episode comes out. I'm not really going to dive super deep into it, especially since it's still a little ways away. Still not even sure if it's going to come out this year or not. But we've been putting a lot of pre-production into it, and we have all of the music scored for it, except for maybe one song, which I'm sure we'll find something. But it's very good. It's very good. I think you guys will enjoy it. I'm not super excited for one part of it because it's going to be fairly difficult. To keep interesting. But like I said, hopefully you guys enjoy it. Yeah. I'll probably end stream here soon. But it was very nice sitting down and having a little bit of a chat with everybody. Yeah. Sorry. I wish I could give more, but you know, I'm very tired. I was up till like 3:30 or 4 o'clock last night. So I'll probably take another nap, but it's also very cold in this basement, even though it's very hot outside. So, yeah, that's about it for today. Trenton Tale's Poor Decisions gonna be coming very soon. I've just finished about half the episode today and finished rendering it all as we've been sitting here chatting and talking. Still a couple more scenes left to do, so it's obviously not going to be finished today, but hopefully by either the end of the weekend or maybe even next week if we really have to. We'll get all that done. Because I'm going to be very busy for the 4th, and then obviously. So we'll just kind of see how it kind of turns out. But, yeah. Maybe. We'll see. I have work at 2 tomorrow. I work from 2 to 10. And I'm not sure if I'll... I might stay up later tonight, so I might be sleeping until I have to go to work, but thank you guys for joining the stream. I'll see you guys later. Bye everyone.